Welcome! In this guide, we'll explore how to effectively communicate your survey's accessibility design in scholarly and professional publications. Sharing your accessibility practices not only promotes transparency, but also inspires others to adopt inclusive research methods. Let's dive into 3 common forms of accessibility disclosure statements: the summary statement, the specific report of analysis, and the process description. The first type of disclosure is the summary statement. Think of it as the elevator pitch of accessibility reporting, a brief and concise way to communicate your efforts. A strong summary statement might look like this. The research design followed Project IRIS best practices for accessibility and met WCAG level AA compliance. Efforts included reviewing readability and addressing identified accessibility concerns to ensure an inclusive experience. Use this type of statement in abstracts, executive summaries, or presentations where space is limited, but clarity and impact are key. Next, let's talk about the specific report of analysis. This approach provides a detailed account of your accessibility practices, highlighting both the strengths and efforts for improvement. For example, the survey design adhered to Project IRIS best practices. Accessibility pretesting identified 5 issues, including matrix questions and low color contrast. Adjustments were made to improve font sizes, enhance visual contrast, and add descriptive alt text for images. Post-adjustments, the survey achieved a 92% WCAG level AA compliance score and a Flesch-Kincaid reading ease score of 75. A general report of analysis will also detail the pre-testing approach and review and report process feedback, but does so using a summation of actions opposed to specific numerical data scores and values. Take a moment and read this example. Specific and general reports of analysis are ideal for scholarly articles, reports, or professional documentation. They're especially useful when you want to provide a transparent and technical breakdown of your methodological and survey design process. Finally, let's explore the process description, the most comprehensive form of accessibility disclosure. It outlines the step-by-step journey of making your survey accessible. Take a moment to read through this example of a process description. The research team prioritized accessible design by conducting 2 rounds of computer-automated accessibility analysis. Readability scores for consent agreements and question text were reviewed using State Readability Tool, yielding a Flesch-Kincaid reading ease score of 62 and a grade level of 8.6. Identified accessibility issues, such as invalid logic and CAPTCHA, were resolved to meet WCAG 2.2 level AA guidelines. Accessibility features included alt text for graphics, closed captions for video, and accessible PDFs for experimental materials. Participants were informed of accessibility resources and provided alternative means of participation upon request. Feel free to pause the video if you would like more time. A clear process description is suitable for detailed reports, grant proposals, or documentation intended for peer review. These disclosure statements demonstrate your commitment to rigorous and thoughtful inclusive research design. Whichever format you choose, here are some practical tips for crafting your statement. 1. Be transparent. Clearly state what was done, the tools used, and the outcomes achieved. 2. Acknowledge challenges. If certain issues couldn't be resolved, mention them and explain why. 3. Use plain language. Ensure your report is accessible to both expert and non-expert audiences. By effectively communicating your accessibility efforts, you're setting a standard for inclusivity in research and inspiring others to do the same. Thank you for joining us today. For more guidance and resources, visit projectiris.org. Learn more at projectiris.org, promoting accessibility in research, one survey at a time.